Hello and welcome to the All Africa Business Leaders Award Southern Africa. I'm Dumisha Makhanyele. Well, in today's event that is in partnership with Johnnie Walker Blue Label, we chat to some of the businessmen and women who have continued to grow from strength to strength and have cemented their position in the Southern African economy. Well, before we go ahead and look at the proceedings, let's chat to some of the people who have been an integral part of these awards.
The greatest joy for us is to see the number of people that are assembled here today. When I started this, it was about celebrating African success of African leaders, business leaders. There's so much otherwise that's going on the continent that people are embarrassed about. And we're trying here to talk about the success stories of companies that have done so well. And it's such a privilege to see what's going on the continent. I just came back from Nigeria. I had the opportunity to meet all the business leaders there. I met the government heads, the governors of various states, and they were also excited about what we are doing because we are actually celebrating success of business leaders. It's a great time for us to see young leaders emerge on the continent. There's so much activity going on. And we are being able to recognize these people who are doing so well, who are creating jobs, who are building small companies and taking them to glory. So I think it's a great time for the continent.
So Roberto, this is now the third ABLAs, but regionally we're sitting on the second one. What has been different from all the other ones, judging from this year's participation?
We launched the All Africa Business Leaders Awards in 2011 with just the South African leg, particularly because we wanted to just gauge the response. And in 2012 we took it regionally, the East, the West and the Southern African leg, which culminated in a finale. This year we actually changed the venues. The East Africa was held in Kigali, Rwanda, whereas last year we held it in Kenya. And the reception in Kigali was just phenomenal, right up from the president himself down to the business community. So we were very excited, and we were very excited to actually welcome the Zambian delegation here tonight, because this year we've actually had quite a number of nominations from Zambia itself. So we excited about that and the growth, particularly of the Business Leaders Awards.
It inspires others. You see, it's a role model, and we are looking at success stories because it's not easy to succeed in business, you know. But the people that have succeeded will have to tell us a story on how they did it so that others can come up and also improve. Because apart from that, you should realize that these businesses employ a lot of our people. So they are employment generation and contribute to the national development as well. So it's quite an important event, and also the networking as well is more important, you know, because also the exposure and the fact that you meet several other entrepreneurs and share ideas on how to improve doing business in the continent.
Well, now that we've spoken with the people that made this event possible, let's go inside and see who will be walking away with that coveted prize.
Now, let us begin the awards and let's celebrate and congratulate the business stars amongst us.
Our first category this evening is the Southern Africa Young Business Leader of the Year Award. This award recognizes professionals under the age of 40 who have not only reached significant success in their careers, but are also making a difference in the community through their work. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what the judges have to say about the Southern Africa Young Business Leader of the Year category.
In the young business leader, it's someone that's innovative, someone that's a pioneer, and also a visionary. So I think it's a combination of that, and it's been very challenging to find those qualities. But ultimately, I think that's what we're looking for, is someone that really has started up something from scratch with a really great idea and has made that very successful into a business that's grown exponentially.
We were quite amazed at the number of young business people in Southern Africa who've started businesses of their own. And some of these businesses are in IT, some of these businesses are in new age kind of businesses that traditional business people wouldn't even understand. We were quite amazed at the number of people that end. I am quite excited about this category because it also is an example to the youth of what can be achieved.
He is young, dynamic, hungry, started as a youth, and on his own pocket by selling something or getting the carry money that parents give and selling something, and that process develop into a person that can understand and start a business, and then after take off, bring in other youth and other people along with him into a very successful and competitive venture.
These are young leaders that are coming to the forefront now, typically of a younger age, a younger vintage, should we say, than the older business leaders. But they are really showing some very, very exciting areas of innovation, entrepreneurial spirit, and leadership for this new generation of business leaders coming through.
To announce the Southern Africa Young Business Leader of the Year Award, please join us on stage, Alistair Atkin of the ABN Group.
The finalists in the Southern Africa Young Business Leader of the Year category are Caesar Siwali, CEO of Pangaea Holdings Limited; Rob Stokes, CEO of Quirk Marketing Agency;
and the winner of the Southern Africa Young Business Leader of the Year Award goes to Rob Stokes, Quirk.
Receiving the award on behalf of Rob Stokes was Quirk's Sam Beck-Bessinger.
So Rob always says that the reason he had to start Quirk, which he started in his dorm room at UCT, he always says that he had to start Quirk because he realized that he was unemployable. So he had to start his own business. And he's you know, quite humble about that.
Now comes the women's category. So we're going to be celebrating women who exemplify outstanding leadership in business and who have made a significant difference in the industry. Let's see what our judges were looking for in the category of Best Businesswoman of the Year Award.
I think it's more challenging for a woman to succeed in a male-dominated environment, and that's one of the reasons why we decided to keep that category separate. But it's very similar. It's essentially about being a pioneer, being an innovator, and having a bit of a broader reach beyond the country in which they come from.
We look at outstanding business principles, a performer, a person who's a winner in their category. But above that, we look at what hurdles do they have to face in order to be where they are. Uniquely gender issues, gender barriers that they are facing.
A woman who shows resilience across all these challenges, given the male domination in Southern Africa, that this person can work with men, but also can earn it amongst men.
Women in business really exemplify the role of women and the empowerment of women in business. Obviously, this is an area that we need to address increasingly now in Southern Africa and in the rest of Africa, and to put women at the forefront of business.
To announce the winner of the Southern Africa Businesswoman of the Year Award, please join us on stage, Bronwyn Nielsen from the ABN Group.
The finalists in the Southern Africa Businesswoman of the Year category are Sylvia Banda, MD and owner of Silver Food Solutions Limited, Zambia; Mazinga Melu, CEO and MD of National Bank of Commerce, Tanzania;
The winner of the Businesswoman of the Year is Mazinga Melu.
To be honest, I really just thank God. I actually did not expect that I'll come out a winner, simply because, you know, there are a lot of great women out there who've done a lot of good things. And for me, it's just a recognition that, when you do work hard, success does follow you. And I really just thank God. I think I'm really excited, and I just want to do more. I'm thinking Durban right now.
Well, we're going into the short commercial break right now, but when we return, we find out who's going to walk away with the All Africa Business Leaders Award, Southern Africa, and who's going to be the Lifetime Achievement Award. So don't go away. Welcome back to the special broadcast of the All Africa Business Leaders Awards, Southern Africa. Well, without any further ado, let's get back into the proceedings inside.
The winner of our third category would have displayed exceptional vision and leadership in building a company from the ground up.
And in addition, she will be founder, majority or largest single owner, and the driving force of a company that has made a major contribution to its respective industry and has had notable commercial success in revenue and profit growth.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what the judges have to say about the Southern Africa Entrepreneur of the Year category.
It's about someone that's really come up with a business, call it proposal, that he himself has been wanting to implement for a long time, and this gives him an opportunity, and he does that. And that's what we saw in that entrepreneur.
It is always the case that a person who started their own business has a strong chance of winning. So in entrepreneurs, of course, we're looking for people who started the business, not people who inherited the business, who took the risk, put their own money, and started the business, and a successful business at such.
Somebody who's seen it all, somebody who's failed. Because, when you're starting a business as an entrepreneur, you sometimes see a lot of failures. Some entrepreneurs have told me that they failed 3 times before they got where they were. But more importantly also, to look for new areas, because we're in a global community, we're looking for future businesses.
The Entrepreneur of the Year award looks at somebody who has, again, exuded the true virtues of entrepreneurship and has embraced this in their outlook for their business. Typically, entrepreneurs take a lot of risks, they take on people and they empower people in the process. And this is something that we look at very closely.
The winner of Entrepreneur of the Year is Francis Grogan, CEO of Zambeef.
Zambeef's Perry Siame accepted the award in the absence of Francis Grogan.
It's taken some 20 years, but in that 20 years, you're looking at 5,500 employees, all working across 14 different divisions. That on itself should give you an indication that it is possible to achieve awards or accolades of this nature. So I would simply encourage anybody, more especially agriculture. There's not enough food to feed the entire continent. As you know, the population is growing very rapidly. If there's anywhere where you can actually easily make it, so agribusiness sector, regardless of which you choose, it's quite viable.
We're down to the final 2 awards for the evening, and this is the 2 awards that I'm definitely been waiting for, and I'm sure you've also been waiting for. It's the winner of the Southern Africa Business Leader of the Year Award, which exemplifies outstanding leadership in business. He or she has achieved positive financial results, increased shareholder value, sound management, proven corporate governance, demonstrated innovation, best business practices, and accountability.
Of course, Alex, let's not forget the intangible qualities such as integrity and vision. Let's see what the judges were looking for in this category.
We do want to make sure that a successful businesswoman or businessman thinks about his roots and contributes to the upliftment of communities, and it's very much in line with the National Development Plan, alleviating poverty, reducing unemployment, and that's what is very key in terms of criteria for that category.
We looked at financials over a number of years to look at profitability and sustained profitability. And then we started looking at other things such as environmental policy, how it operates in a community, how the business is involved in the community, because that way we can ensure that the business is going to stay sustainable, because the customer base is a customer base that needs its services, and its services that are seen by the customer base as being useful to them and add value to their lives.
We're looking for a self-starter, somebody who starts business with a particular goal in mind. In this, whether it's job creation or bringing women into the mainstream, if it's a woman, or society where this person has worked very, very hard as a self-starter within various constraints, whether it's access to finance and various other challenges that business starts with, and takes that to high levels.
Well, these are enormously important attributes of these business leaders. Those leaders that have integrated this in their business and have actually put this at the forefront of their business have been particularly relevant in this category. These are business leaders that have contributed to social upliftment, have exuded this not only in their business and in their outlook for their business, but also in their day-to-day lifestyles.
To announce the winner of the Southern Africa Business Leader of the Year Award, I'd like to welcome back on stage Roberta Naidu, Managing Director of the ABN Group, and Sina Potkana, Executive External Communications of Telkom South Africa Limited, to announce the winners.
The finalists in the Southern Africa Business Leader of the Year category are Francis Grogan, MD of Zambif, Zambia. Michael Jordan, CEO of FNB. Roland Sassoon, CEO of Sasfin.
The winner in the Southern Africa Business Leader of the Year category is Mr. Michael Jordan, CEO of FNB.
First National Bank's Paul Steenkamp received the award on Michael Jordan's behalf.
Michael's quite famous for saying his secret to success is surrounding himself with people who are better than him and then empowering them and getting out their way and letting them do their thing. But honestly, it's just a wonderful privilege to work with him. He makes everyone feel very special. He's hugely attentive, hugely personable, very diplomatic. He's got a lovely facilitative leadership style, but strong as well. You know, he definitely has guided the organisation. He's had a strong vision for where he wants to take us, and so he's played an incredibly important role in that aspect in terms of being custodian of the strategy. But a great flag carrier for the brand and the organisational values, and our brand positioning of helpfulness. Michael's, you know, his favourite word is yes. He's just always constructively helpful.
Time has finally arrived. Our final award pays tribute to the stalwarts of the industry. The ABLA Southern Africa Lifetime Achievement Accolade is awarded to an individual who has contributed to business growth, innovation, technology and development, and has created the highest quality product and service.
Let us see what the judges were looking for in this outstanding category.
That's an individual that's a pioneer, a real strong businessman who's been very successful in what he's done over the years and has grown his business exponentially. And when we talk about giving back, that's the sort of category where we really focus on that individual who's very successful in his business, but it's really gone the extra mile of giving back, not just to his community, but to communities across the continent.
To be nominated in this category, you need to have been able to stand the trials of time and have faced a lot of negatives in terms of barriers to business.
This person has seen it all, across adversaries, whether it's political adversaries, whether it's competitiveness adversaries, but doing business in areas where many people wouldn't think of doing because of the legislation, because of other impediments, but standing up and not using excuses.
Well, these are really the established business leaders in our community, and these are people that we recognize for the contribution they've made in business over their lifetime, but also, once again, the contribution that they've made to the political economy and the development in society in general. These are really the pinnacle of society, and especially of the business community.
Ladies and gentlemen, please can we call up the Legal Director of Brand House, Zodwa Velaman, to present this Lifetime Achievement Award.
You have just to hear the name of the winner to know that he has business in his blood and has always tried to serve the greater business and political arena. He is one of the founding members of NAFCOC, the National African Federated Chamber of Commerce, and he was also the founder and chairman of the Johannesburg African Chamber of Commerce. He was actively involved in politics of the former Bantustan Leboa and served on the Urban Bantu Council, a predecessor of the apartheid-era Soweto City Council in the 1960s and the 1970s.
The recipient of the ABLA Southern Africa Johnnie Walker Blue Label Lifetime Achievement Award for 2013 is Dr. Richard Maponya.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on stage Mr. Rakesh Wahi, founder of the All Africa Business Leader Awards and founder and vice chairman of the ABN Group, to jointly hand out this award.
When my name was mentioned, it actually opened the wounds that had healed. It reminds me of 60 decades when we were trading under very difficult conditions during apartheid time. I would like to dedicate this award to two great leaders of our country, because these two gentlemen are the ones who actually helped me to be what I am today. Dr. Rolihlahla Mandela and Oliver Tambo. These are the gentlemen whom I requested to fight the fight with me to get me the first license to open up the first trading store, the first a clothing store in Soweto. Well, I must say this, that the playing field is level now. It's been leveled, but it's still turbulent because aspirant young entrepreneurs are still finding difficulties of getting the funding. If we could succeed, in turning an organization like IDC into a bank that can help aspirant young entrepreneurs who come up with a good business plan, just by evaluating the plan, and then they say, this is a good business plan and we are going to help this young man, and they take a little bit of funding there to mentor him until he's on his feet. Then they can sell the interest, the little interest that they hold in his company later on. I think we would achieve much more by empowering our aspirant young business people.
Well, we've come to the end of today's inaugural edition of the African Business Leaders Award. So from me, Dumisha Makhanyele, and the team, it's goodbye.